NBA draft season, Wes.
It's time.
It is time, and it's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is the season, some might say. It's my
For me,
season.
this is my season.
It's my season.
I could care less about watching the basketball. I just want to know what little jerseys the 20-year-old men are going to be wearing.
What hat are you putting on? That's what I want to know. What hat are you
What
putting on?
teams are the players going to be traded to? Who's going where? We're talking upside. We're talking ceilings. We're talking busts.
It's the best time of year. It's right now, while we're recording this, it's 2 nights away.
2 nights away.
This is Tuesday, so
This should be coming out Wednesday, so you'll see this a day before.
not all information out on any trades a couple days before. A lot of
we've
stuff
got
to come.
one so far.
But we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. A couple
World
quick
of
things.
sports.
Get into. Can I start you off with a trivia question?
You can. Hit me with it.
This is NBA draft themed.
Okay.
It's themed. I'm going to give you 2 players. Former number 1 overall pick, bust, Kwame Brown, and Kendrick Perkins. Who do you think averaged more points per game for their career? Brown played 13 seasons. Kendrick played
Did he
14
really?
seasons. Yeah,
Kwame Brown
he
was
held
in the
on.
NBA for 13
He
seasons.
held on. He was milling around.
So he was traded to the Lakers after his rookie
Yeah,
deal?
I think. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about Kendrick Perkins earlier, and I know his high. So his high is about 10.
Career points per game.
It feels like he's the answer because that's like the funny, the first overall pick never averaged 10 points a game. I'll go with Perk.
Kwame had him edged out, 6.6 a game. Perk was 5.4 for his career.
Oh, for his entire, I thought you meant in the individual season.
No,
total
entire career.
average.
Would you guess the same?
Maybe. I might have lowered it just because
I got another.
I knew Perk was
Career
low.
earnings. Who do you think earned more money?
Perk hung on with some championship type teams late. But
Kwame Brown was the
first
number 1 overall pick.
though.
You get paid, but it was, I think they were a year apart in the draft or 2, I think.
Again, I'm trying to break down what's the it would be funny if Perkins made more than the number 1 pick. I'll say Perk again.
Nope.
He got it
Kwame again. About $5.5 million more. He made $62.5 million in his career.
I played myself on both questions. I played myself.
I'd like to sign up for being an NBA draft bust.
Incredible how close it is, though.
Yeah, it is. Perk. Both those guys just absolutely finessing the bag. Shout out to both of them.
Also, as the title show, we'll be doing our own drafting later. Keep Kwame Brown. Milling in your head. He might come up later. He
might come up in our fantasy draft of NBA draft busts.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Here's a story that I wanted to show you. It has nothing to do with sports. I'm just going to show you a tweet, show you a headline.
Go ahead.
Give me your thoughts. Let me zoom in on this here. Hold on. We're working out the kinks, folks.
Is that a picture of CNN, the tweet? Is that a couple? I saw this.
Can you read what it says?
I'm being shown a picture of Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, and there's a quote tweeted by CNN. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis say they don't believe in bathing their kids or themselves too much.
I love that part. Too much.
Quote, if you can see the dirt on them, clean them, Kutcher said. Otherwise, there's no point.
I didn't hear the context of this. That's got to be a joke.
You'd think.
They're funny. It was on, who's this podcast?
I don't know.
Armchair Expert. That's what it was on. They were on that whenever they said
Dak Shepard, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great pod. They're on there a lot. That can't be real. Surely it was tongue-in-cheek. I don't know
Or
the
they're
context
just
either.
completely, mentally deranged Hollywood people at this point.
It's when I saw someone say to this tweet or this quote, it's how they would treat their jeans or an article of clothing. It's they're probably fine.
Yeah, give it a sniff
Give it a
test.
smell, yeah.
You smell good. I don't know. It's probably fine. I
did
mean,
see that. Really bizarre. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, though.
I just feel like that's a joke.
And especially I've listened to him on there with Dax. He's good friends with him on that podcast. I'm sure they were messing around, but, funny nonetheless.
That's awesome if you're a kid.
Oh, bath time is the worst.
The
time.
worst time. My mom had to make me wear deodorant for like 2 years when I was in puberty. It was like, no, Mom, I'm not gonna do it.
Not going in there.
You stink like shit, son. You got to do it. No, I don't think so. Ooh, fun story time. When I was a little kid, probably 3rd or 4th grade, I would wake up early in the morning and shower before school.
Right.
And I didn't want to shower before school. So I got into the habit. I had
The axe bath? Or what?
It's 2-story house, and I had a shower and a bathroom in the bottom basement area, and my mom was upstairs. I would just turn the shower on and go back to bed every single morning.
Fake
and fake it.
That's
And I got away with it for like 2 months. It rocked. And then it was
Why did you not want to shower?
I don't remember.
You're just that
I
lazy?
think it was a laziness thing. I think it was I wanted to sleep for 30 minutes longer, maybe.
A sleep thing, yeah.
I remember I was devastated when my mom
How did you get
me.
caught? How did you get
My mom just came downstairs one
Just
day.
an empty running shower?
Just an empty running shower. She was upset.
Yeah, that's
We laugh about it now, but
Mildly-
it says a lot about me as a man.
mildly pathetic.
It was, yeah. It's so I wish Ashton Kutcher was my dad, I guess. Is the point of that
you'd
story.
be a good match.
I've been a stinky little boy.
little pig.
I already was, but you know.
Yeah, good for Kutcher's kids avoiding bath.
Speaking of people who look stinky, Aaron Rodgers showed up at training camp in the worst fit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Man
An
bun.
absolute abomination.
Pull it up. Man bun, like big. It looked like ski goggles for sunglasses.
Yeah.
A mashup of NBA Jam and The Office T-shirt.
Yeah,
Just,
I mean, just the
it couldn't be more of like
lamest shit.
hello,
you could
fellow
possibly
kids.
Imagine. I mean, yeah, it's like I'm a quirky dad. Like,
But people in Green Bay and a lot of other folks
That's the other thing.
just happy he showed up.
But Green Bay people, that's like, oh my god, dude, this is an awesome outfit.
Dude, you look
I would wear this to my
sick.
wedding. Like,
Yeah, The Office.
he's got the
Kevin Malone and Chili is his two.
the racist sunglasses. It just screams like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
God damn it! Can he spin that football though?
Kevin and the chili, you get it? That's pretty funny.
You can do a lot of dumb shit when you can throw a football like he does.
Yeah.
And he just showed up. He just showed up like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. Just like, what? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be. What do you mean? I can't wait for him to act like all off season. He was like, I was coming back the whole time. What are you guys even talking about?
I don't know what to think about his pettiness.
The
If I
entire off
respect
season,
it or if I fucking hate
the
it.
entire off season, he played in just a total game of, just complete pettiness. Just
And he got what did he get out of it? He slightly
the question.
restructured his deal.
It seemed like he helped them out. I don't know. He for sure can leave after next year. He restructured to where he can leave after this year, which I believe was important to him, and it freed them up money to sign Devontae Adams to a long-term deal.
Yeah, so it's
Got him to report to camp. I assume he was there. I didn't see, but they're back together. The cryptic tweeting, the Last Dance Instagram stories, just a lot of petty stuff.
he's so lame.
A lot of jeez.
There was such a long period of time where I was like, I don't know, he's kind of a aloof, cool guy. He's so lame.
He's a dork.
He's so lame.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. But again, you can get away with a lot of stuff when you're the MVP of the NFL, and
You can't.
he's a huge dork though.
It's so lame.
And it
am
all
out.
seemed he had no problem as far as the reports say with the coaching staff, with any players. It was just their GM, and I don't know. I guess he wins. I don't know what exactly.
No,
what
I
he
don't.
got.
What was the point of all this?
I don't know. A lot of attention on him. A lot of attention on him this offseason. Other than that, I don't know. They should be a good team. Bottom line, Aaron Rodgers, huge nerd.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, over him, done, whatever, good at football. Who cares?
Next. In a world that has really zero headlines ever, talk a little baseball, talk a little Javy Baez.
Javy did a thing.
Should we disclaim? I guess you have a shirt on. Javy haters,
Javy haters.
Cardinals fans.
Leader in the clubhouse. Head of the association.
Of
Fully team fuck Javy Baez.
Yeah, big overrated. But at the same time, a close second, maybe VP of fuck the Reds and Amir Garrett too.
Yeah, that I have that written down. I don't know who to pick. They're
It's a real
both
coin flip.
Colossal tools.
Yeah,
But
Go
good
ahead.
for the game because I love to hate them so much.
very good.
You need the villains.
And those two specifically have a rivalry before tonight. Obviously,
Shocker.
If you didn't see it, Baez hit a walk-off, technically single, over the center fielder's head, and took a few steps out of the box and
Rode a boat, it looked like.
used his bat as an oar and rode his way to first base. I was surprised nothing more came of it. I mean, Garrett was kind of escorted off as the game was over, and the
I'm
Cubs
surprised.
celebrated.
I'm surprised Amir
The
Garrett
umpire
didn't.
kind of like walked with him.
Let's take a look.
As someone who is absolutely about it, Amir Garrett kind of
Yeah,
Kinda
Amir
took-
Garrett, who's famously fought an entire Major League Baseball team by himself.
he kind of just took the L on this one. And
I gotta wonder if he kind of just respected it. He's like,
Maybe.
oh, God, if I'd done that to you, I would have.
you got me this time.
You should have seen the dance I had planned had I struck you out.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. So she's a little surprised that it didn't go a little further than that. I'm sure.
I don't know. I assume they're playing now. I don't know if he got hit.
This is Tuesday night. They are playing game 2.
I don't know.
I gotta think someone got hit. I mean, that's as outwardly
So
a middle finger to another player I've seen maybe ever. I'm trying to think of like after.
yeah, I mean, so there's obviously the stuffy old white baseball guy take of like, don't show up the other player. But then there's that, which is like directly look him in the eyes.
double
And
bird.
Do you know what the boat thing was? I don't
know
I
the
don't know
reference.
what the reference
I don't know
is.
why he was rowing to first base.
Was it a sweeping motion? I don't. But
someone-
it was the first game.
It wasn't. It wasn't a sweep of like the series. I believe it was a boat. I don't know.
It was very odd.
But we're talking about it. Look good for baseball.
Oh my god, baseball.
Baseball
They're in such a
sucks.
bad spot.
Baseball sucks.
They have the most marketable core of players they've had since Ken Griffey Jr. and nobody cares.
Superstar players. We just watched tonight. Juan Soto hit a ball the other way, like
1 billion feet.
600 feet,
He's so. I mean, Acuna, Soto,
and he kind of gets forgotten about
Tatis.
too. Tatis, Otani.
Otani, this is the greatest thing that's happened in baseball ever. One of the most impressive things ever since like Barry Bonds broke the home run record, and nobody cares.
Nobody
I've
cares.
never seen it lead
Nobody
any non-baseball related sports show ever.
Yeah, sad. I like baseball.
I do
for the most
too.
part,
I mean, it's
but
crazy.
it's firmly falling. Firmly in.
I mean, it's hockey.
at
It's in
best,
hockey territory
yeah,
now.
3 at best.
Yeah.
Near hockey. For
People
sure.
don't care. I don't really care any. I mean,
neither.
I watch the Cardinals and I watch games
Sometimes.
that I bet on.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean,
Oh, maybe that's the reason. Betting on baseball is the worst.
it's a tough sweat.
It's so
tough
bad.
sweat.
I mean, it seems like it's impossible to win.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, it's a really losing game, but all of betting is.
Yeah. It really
You want
is.
to talk basketball?
I think let's get into the meat and potatoes of the
Let's
pod.
do it. Before we do NBA draft, I do want to bring up the Olympics are going on right now.
Oh, yes.
Team USA, a 2 days ago, lost to France. They blew a late lead. They clanked a bunch of shots, open shots late.
NBC was smart. They put it on at 7 a.m. so
Yeah.
nobody saw.
Everyone caught that.
Didn't happen, basically.
Not great. Not great, Bob.
How many players in this draft would you rather have on Team USA than some of the players that we're trotting out there? I'd say
I have the
Kate Cunningham is exactly what this team needs, to be honest with you.
JaVale McGee is on the roster, kids. JaVale McGee, Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant,
Keldon Johnson,
a nice player.
fine player. He's a second-year
So
energy wing.
Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Devin Booker just got there prior to Sunday's game. Middleton, I believe, only played the first half. Holiday led him in scoring, I believe.
Not good.
Not great. You got, Kevin Durant. Zach
no-
LaVine might have COVID.
Yeah,
might
I think he does. I think he's
Uh,
out. I don't know that for sure. but-
Tatum.
They have all
Holiday,
scores and no one to get them the ball.
Chris Middleton. Yeah,
The ball
it's true.
sticks.
A lot of
And
of
now they're
ISO
alternating
ball.
against Pop, which is spicy.
That
He's
is
trying to get him to
spicy.
play like the Spurs. Is like, no, we're all stars.
Welcome to my world.
I'm not Patty Mills.
Noted Pop hater. Not
Yeah.
not a strong camp, but a growing camp. It seems.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of heat. So who do you blame? I don't really.
Yeah, I mean,
The
you
roster isn't great.
the
Is there
roster
any-
construction's not good, but you have 7 NBA All-Stars on your team.
Yeah,
You're
is there any
playing teams with 0?
anything to the 3 guys that coming off the finals that needs some
I
time?
mean, they were losing before those guys were on
It's
the
true.
team.
They lost 2 exhibition
They
games.
lost to Nigeria.
They play-
And,
They got handled.
Somebody.
They kind of got handled by Nigeria. They
yeah,
kinda,
that was shocking.
The upcoming games, they lost to France. They play Iran and the Czech Republic, which I think I saw the Iran line. They were like 40-point favorites.
Iran,
I think
historically, I don't think a big basketball nation.
I think we'll get those. So we should be into the knockout rounds, which, I mean, obviously, with Team USA, you would think so. But after the loss, they should still come out as probably second in the group.
Yeah, because I don't imagine France loses to either of those teams either.
Oh, no, surely not. Right now, well, in Team USA, well, we can save that. Everyone's saying how Coach K was such a good fit for.
Yeah, I
what
mean,
they're-
they obviously
now-
played much better with him.
I don't know what that. I mean, they're all stars. Are they really like? Is that going to make that much of a difference? I don't
know.
I mean, Pop is universally respected amongst those guys. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't want to play for him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who to blame. It's not great.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, the roster construction is bad. I mean, they have a bunch of scores. They have Bam Adebayo, no other bigs. They don't have any bigs that have any legitimate size.
No, they have Draymond Green as their only other. Keldon Johnson. Lillard is really their lead.
They have
lead
no.
guard
They have no playmakers.
He's
on
not a
that team.
playmaker. He can definitely
They have no
get his
one to
own
get
shot.
guys the balls in good spots. It's a lot of like 2011 Miami Heat, like your turn, your turn, your turn.
Yeah, I mean Drew Holiday, adding him to that. I mean he's not.
And they're not really. That's the other thing is usually Team USA's defense and athleticism is so suffocating that they can just get out and transition and put on a clinic.
You also
and they're
have
not
to
doing
credit,
that at all.
You also have to credit other like France isn't.
No, France has
They're
5
good.
or 6 NBA players.
They're good. They're not just going to get suffocated.
Yeah,
just-
and I think there it is the thing. Like all the France's team, those guys have played together for probably
They're not afraid
2
of
or
these
3
guys.
Olympic cycles.
They're not afraid of these guys.
Whereas this Team USA team, it's a new incarnation. It seems
mean, they're
every
not-
4 years. There's not any continuity in the team.
It's true.
Like you see
It's
that.
true.
I mean, it's similar to like a super team in the NBA. You see like the Nets or whatever. It like takes a second to like figure out the chemistry, and you're like, how are they losing to Orlando? How
There's
are the Heat losing to the
the-
Pacers
yeah.
in January?
Obvious example of the first Miami Heat season when they all got together. It was a rocky start.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fair point.
Like chemistry is arguably pretty important in basketball.
Yeah. We'll move on to the draft, but currently the betting lines for the gold medal, Team USA, still first minus 200. The only other teams under 10-1, I think 14-1 was the next closest. We have Australia at 5-1, Slovenia with an absolute show that Luka
put on a display. Did you see them in the locker room after the game?
Yeah,
They
I
were
did.
just playing poker, having a
So
grand
5-1
old
for
time.
Australia, Slovenia is 6-1, Spain is 7-1. Does Team USA win gold? Minus
I
200 still.
the betting man in me would bet against them, but I think probably.
I think if all even prices call it, you'd still take Team USA, but maybe with a 5-1, you might try Australia.
Kevin Durant and anybody I'd take against most people.
Yeah, me and you and Katie give it a shot.
We could probably win 3-on-3 gold. Do you think us two with Kevin Durant could we win 3-on-3 basketball gold? No, yeah, it's a different game.
Maybe.
I think we would beat some countries. I don't think we would win gold. I don't think
we're both sitting down. I'm about 6 feet 6'1".
I'm 6'8".
She's
That's
6'8",
the thing. I
KD.
played college basketball.
Kevin
I'm
Durant is Kevin
aggressively
Durant.
out of shape.
I don't know. We should try it maybe.
Do you have Katie's number?
I don't.
Okay.
He tweets a lot. Tweeted.
Yeah, I could tweet at him. Probably. I could
I'll
probably
still
neg. I
take-
could probably neg Kevin Durant into playing with us. He's like, "You're trash, KD. You can never play 3-on-3. Weak ass dude."
He would respond.
So see if you have to bring Stephen Clay with you to win, huh?
Yeah. Call the Hamptons 5. Kevin.
Yeah.
That's all I think they win too, but I'm not confident in it.
No.
I'm not.
I mean,
think they win.
we're in serious 2004 territory,
Yeah.
which is the same thing there. They had no playmakers on that team. They had a
People-
bunch of scorers.
Early, those exhibition games people blamed. It was just after the season. They were in Vegas. They were kind of hanging out a bit.
Panic button.
It's go time. We're about there.
We're hovering,
We're about there.
hovering over the panic button.
I don't know who they're going to draw, but they can clearly be beaten.
Can LeBron pull a super PR move and come out of retirement and save America?
Can he do that?
I hope
That'd be a lot of
that would
fun.
rock.
Let's do the draft.
Let's do the draft. So, I guess the best way to do this, I think, is just sort of go through a mock, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
of
we
you
can
know, like
bounce
the
around.
lottery
We can
and
bounce
see and just have it be a nice, free flowing discussion.
Yeah, I think it's would be important as we talk about I have a pretty surface level, I wouldn't say just below surface level, understanding of these players, their games.
You watch a decent amount of college basketball, more than the average person.
More than the average person, pretty familiar.
Have heard of
with-
and watched most of these players once or twice.
Stop.
We are having technical difficulties again.
Yeah, camera's bugging out. But anyway, while you do the camera, I have a pretty good understanding of the prospects. Watch a lot of college basketball, etc. You're pretty deep in the weeds. You have your own big board, we'll call it, that we'll probably reference, and as I pose questions, you will reference it. You team grind the tape. You scout these players throughout the year, and then postseason, anything that you can find on the players, and you have write-ups on them. You keep a big board for yourself. So I would say you'll probably lead discussion on players, comps, pros and cons, things like that. I have a pretty good understanding, and both of us do, on team fit type of stuff and how rosters are constructed for each team and how players might fit into what they already have. So I would say, as far as our knowledge on the draft and the players in it, that's where we're at for the two of us.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I have a full spreadsheet. I have scouting reports on like most of the top guys. I'm very in the weeds. This is like my thing. This is what I do.
This is the season.
This is my favorite time of year in any sport, probably, other than like March Madness. Yeah, so let's take a short break, and then we'll come back, and we'll do the draft.
Let's do it. Okay, let's talk NBA draft. A lot of chalk towards the top.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. Slam dunk number 1 is Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State.
Yes.
I can't envision any scenario where he doesn't go to the Pistons at 1.
No, I don't think so at all.
There was talk earlier this week.
A lot of teams want to trade for the number 1 pick. Shocker.
Talk earlier this week that there are teams trying to jump up to the number 1 spot to draft only Cade Cunningham. There's no chance he doesn't go 1, correct?
No chance at all.
There's a 99% chance that the Pistons and a
99% chance the Pistons take him.
1% chance maybe so. If you're the Pistons, what on earth would a package have to be for number 1?
So they turned down number 6 in SGA.
Turned down number 6 from OKC. Which is
solid.
pretty
good package. I can't imagine you can get a much
SGA
better
is due
package.
for a deal soon. So you'd have to pay him, and then you'd get 6. We'll talk about who might be available at 6, but that's a hard no if I'm the Pistons. I don't see.
To me, I know a lot of people are a little, I don't know, lower. Like, I think he's
the comp,
a generational talent.
The comp, like body style, play style, everything is Luka Doncic.
He plays
correct?
like Luka quite a bit, I would say.
Big.
So yeah, I think
a little slow,
but not really though. Like
athletically,
more athletic than Luka.
Yeah, but not on
He's
par
not
with
as
some of the
big,
other
and
guys
he's
in this
not-
class, maybe.
Yeah, no, he's certainly, like, his athleticism is not
We'll call that
It's
his
not,
biggest question, maybe? What are his biggest questions?
I think a lot of people wonder how legit the jump shot was this year because he shot it like really well,
Yeah.
and that was what was a big question going into it. And he shot the shit out of the ball. So I don't know. I think I don't really have any questions. I don't.
We won't spend too much time on
He's
it.
such a good all-around prospect.
He's going
a
one.
slam dunk.
He's really good.
If you're in the weeds and you're listening to this, you probably know about Cade Cunningham at this point.
Heard of him. Number 2 is the Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets.
It looks like everything that I've seen, the consensus is Jalen Green, which maybe you haven't seen. He played for the Ignite in the G League.
G League Ignite.
Skipped college.
Forewent. He forewent college.
He didn't do it.
Didn't go to college. Wanted to get paid money.
I saw a report that the Rockets weren't even able to connect with Mobley and Jalen Suggs for workouts. They didn't even.
I saw that too. Mobley doesn't want to play there, I guess. I saw something. So Mobley's dad coaches at USC.
Mm-hmm.
He's an assistant. Kevin Porter Jr. went to USC. And apparently I heard a report that Mobley's dad thinks Kevin Porter Jr. is such a disaster that he didn't want his son
to play with him.
to go play with him.
Okay.
I don't know how true that is. I just heard it.
Betting odds have him minus 400 to go to the Rockets.
It seems that's what's
like a
happen.
slam dunk. And also, I mean, do you pass on Mobley because he isn't, quote, a fit? They already have Christian Wood, who is Mobley he's a center. I don't know if they could play together. Green does pair with Porter and gives him kind of a 1-2 punch in the backcourt with a front court with Christian Wood. Maybe it fits better, and that's just it's a nice fit together.
I think there's a universe where this top 5, we look back at it, and history would tell you that these guys all aren't going to hit, but
it could be all-time type of stuff.
It's all-time type of stuff.
Big-time prospects.
I think these guys are all big-time, and I think there could be a chance with this top 3. You're like, I mean, we kind of missed, but we got a really good player.
Okay. Don't want to spend too much time on these first ones.
Jalen Green,
mostly because
high-level scorer, walking bucket, like stupid upside. I mean, like kind of. I don't want to say this. I mean, like he kind of plays like a 1980s Michael Jordan kind of. Like he's just such a freak show athlete, and he's so quick, and he gets to the basket.
That's
all reports would say that
he's
he's an insane work ethic. I mean, he's probably closer. Zach LaVine's a good comp. Vince Carter, I would comp him as.
Right.
Tracy McGrady a little bit.
I will say, though, speaking to you before and knowing your big board, not number 2 for you.
Not who I would pick second.
Number 3.
I have all these prospects tiered. I have 2 players in tier 1. And
they're both in tier 1?
They're both in tier 1.
Okay.
The other player I have in tier 1 is who the third pick is going to be, and that's going to be Evan Mobley.
To Cleveland.
Right now, I have Cunningham 1. I could foreseeably rank Mobley first in the whole class, I think.
Really?
I think if you look at what has been winning playoff games, playoff series, the last 2 years, arguably the best player on both teams was a big, mobile, forward center type that protected the rim, that could generate offense. I think a guy like Mobley is so hard to come across.
Yeah.
A guy that's that good of a rim protector.
A comp that he's getting is Anthony Davis like? Is that fair?
So I think Chris Bosh is like the safe, like he is very Chris Bosh, which is also a Hall of Fame level player.
Right.
But I do think there's like a best case scenario where he could be Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Huge
I don't
defensive
think
upside, I would say. Defensive player of the year type upside.
Defensive player of the year type upside.
Shot blocker.
Huge shot blocker. The offense, like, it looks good, and he does stuff off the dribble that looks good, and it's just hard to know how that's going to progress, but I would bet yes that he's going to become a really good shot creator. I don't know how good the jump shot will be. I don't know if it'll be as good as like an Anthony Davis, but to me, Jalen Green's a great prospect, but he's just a tier below. I just think what he does at his best is less valuable than what Evan Mobley does at his best.
Okay. The Toronto Raptors jumped up in the lottery ping pong ball extravaganza. We were able to land the 4th pick. Kyle Lowry seems to be on the way out. A seemingly simple plug and play would be Jalen Suggs. Everyone's leaning that Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga is going to be this pick.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be it's either going to be him or Scotty Barnes, I think. But
Defensive upside, pretty strong. Distributor
with either player, yeah. I mean,
I'm talking Suggs. Can guard, distributor, can score a little bit.
I think the jump shot will be a huge swing factor in how good he is. If he can shoot it at a really high level, he'll be an all-star. And if he doesn't, I think he'll still be a super good competitor. He's an incredible passer, like a perfect guy to run your offense. He's really tough. He obviously has played in a lot of big games and shown that he is up to the task.
Yeah.
Super duper athlete, big.
Seems to check a lot of boxes and really slots in next to Van Vliet and Siakam pretty well. It seems to be really another home run. Is there any chance they trade this pick? I know they've been.
I mean, they could package something with Siakam.
Talk about
maybe Anunoby.
Dealing Siakam, but
I don't know.
What would you want him back? That's a big package. I don't know.
If I'm Toronto, I just run it back because I think the season they had last year, being in Tampa Bay,
they weren't in Toronto.
There's no. I'm not taking anything out of that without a grain of salt. Like that was such a messed up year for them, and all their guys regressed.
Right.
So I would be smitten to run it back with a team that's an Eastern Conference Finals kind of caliber team. You lose your best player, obviously, but then you're adding this guy who's a potential all-star prospect, and all your other big pieces are under 27 or 28.
Yeah. So, I like the fit. I like the player. I think it's pretty fair to say that those first four, I wouldn't say are set in stone, but there seems to be a strong consensus that is going to be the move.
Scotty Barnes going fourth, who I think will go fifth to the Magic with the next pick. He could potentially go fourth, but I think it's unlikely. Him and Pascal Siakam kind of play the same position.
The consensus,
unless there's a trade at that pick.
The fifth pick seems to be kind of the swing. It's starting. There's momentum building for Barnes at 5.
I think he's a
and then 6 kind of opens up to some trades or some different things. But 5 seems to be the consensus. Would you say there's a tier break?
Going back to my tiers, I have Scotty Barnes in tier 2 with Suggs and with Jalen Green, because I think Scotty Barnes' upside is astronomical. Also,
also, if we know the Magic.
Big, just long, athletic, can't shoot.
Fits.
Sign me up.
Yeah, fits the Magic profile. They love a big, long
The thing about Scotty Barnes is he is a project, but at the same time, he's not. He's a guy that you can plug and play immediately and is going to defend at a high level, going to play make, and he's I can't tell you the amount of stories I've read that he's the most beloved teammate that anyone's ever played in.
It's interesting. The Magic. They have this pick at 5, and then they pick again at 8. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, see, the Magic are so bad. I'm taking the biggest home run swing I can with both. In this draft, if you're a bad team, you take all your darts and you try to hit the bullseye. The Magic getting Corey Kispert does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's not really.
Getting a safe guy does absolutely nothing for them. I take the guys with the most all-star upside.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Magic, maybe I try to package something and move up to 3.
I was going to ask, could they maybe jump up into the? Although you said you'd have Barnes in the second tier of players, maybe they're happy with him at 5.
I would love to get Scotty Barnes. I would rather get Evan Mobley, but
if maybe you can move to 3.
Yeah, I think
interesting.
Barnes is a better fit for their team probably than Suggs. Yeah. The Magic are so bad they don't need to worry about fit.
Yeah, we're not really.
You're not fitting. You're fitting player. Nothing in. You're not fitting into anything. You have no player at this point that you're committed to, really.
Right.
You have some interesting pieces at this point. Isaac's interesting. Fultz, I guess, is interesting. Wendell Carter.
Mo
Bamba's probably
certainly
it's about time.
Certainly a guy. Let's figure it out, Mo.
The little meme.
We'll call it Scotty Barnes.
Do stuff.
We'll call 5 Scotty Barnes, and 6 for me is where it opens up
6
a bit.
Is where it moves. Little thing on Scotty Barnes, I love Scotty Barnes. I really do. I've fully convinced myself the jump shot's not there, but he does some stuff offensively that's Giannis-like. He's so long and so big, and he's legitimately played point guard all year. So
very Florida State-ish, very just freak athlete length.
I think he's going to work hard. I think you're not going to have to worry about his attitude. Love him as a prospect.
Yeah.
Love him as a prospect. Okay, then at 6.
The
Thunder are on the clock.
They seem to want to be on the move. They seem to be.
Yeah, they seem to be shooking and jiving. They obviously
For
offered
me,
6.
Some people are saying Kuminga for big time upside. Some people are saying James Bouknight would fit next to SGA. Perhaps I don't know. Is there a tier break for you here? I feel like there's.
Yeah,
a strong,
there's another tier
a lot of
after
uncertainty
this.
here at
Those
6.
last 3 guys are in a tier of their own, and then tier 3's a lot bigger tier for me.
I would agree. There's a group here.
So those are my top 5 players that went in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
The next highest player I have is Jonathan Kuminga, who is a colossal swing.
Another
huge variance of outcomes on his career. Another G League Ignite guy.
Who reclassified. He's young.
Maybe the youngest player in the class, I think.
Yeah, very young.
He's essentially, just coming out of high school, basically.
Right.
So what would have been his senior year of high school, he played in the G League.
Reclassified as a pro for the elite.
He had some awful tape.
Or Ignite.
Really, really bad at times. But I don't know. I thought the Ignite thing was kind of a mess. Like, the basketball was really bad. They did not do those kids any favors. They ran like nothing the entire
I'm hearing
time.
a lot of when you bring up Kuminga, when anyone brings him up, you hear a lot of people jump to negatives first. What is the?
So
I mean, he's like one of the 1% of one, like athlete wise is
he's 6'8",
as top tier as it gets.
230 pounds,
just freak
moves
show
like
athlete.
A deer, and like sometimes like his jump shot looks okay. He kind of can create off the bounce a little bit. He projects like if you mold him. I mean, he's a big ball of clay type of guy.
Right.
Like he could project to be an incredible defender, guard like 5 positions.
Right. So he's
handle
in
the
consideration
ball.
here because he's an A+ athlete and a project
Highest upside of anyone left
with
by far.
giant upside.
By
right.
far.
So he's in play at 6. I'm not sure what the Thunder do here. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade it. They seem to be wanting to get out from paying SGA. I don't know what.
Yeah, if SGA is still there, I really don't know who. I think Bouknight and him is a really nice pairing. James Bouknight from Connecticut. I think that's a really nice pairing. You get SGA, who's more of a defensive playmaking guard who, can score at times, but then you have Bouknight who fills it up.
Okay, so the Thunder have another first-round pick at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would go Kuminga, I think, and take a big swing.
Yeah.
Because they're not in contention right now.
Here's the thing. At this stage, they have so many guys that are projects that it's like, how many of these guys can we juggle at once? But do you worry about that? Like Bouknight, I mean, you kind of know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah.
You kind of know what he's going to be. Like, you have to work for him to reach his upside, like as a defender, as a playmaker, as a shooter, but you're going to get a scorer.
Bouknight
and all the guys they've drafted, they have no guys like that.
Yeah, that's true.
They've not drafted anyone with any type of real scoring upside.
He would be unique for the roster.
I think I'd take Bouknight there if I'm
okay.
them,
We'll go with Bouknight.
Probably.
The Warriors have 2 picks in the lottery, correct?
7.
They pick right now 7
14.
and 14. Okay.
The last pick of the lottery.
They seem to be desperate to trade to get
something
something of value right now. Obviously, they have
time.
Steph, Clay, Draymond. They're trying to win right now. So if Kuminga in this mock draft is available right now, probably not what they're going to go with. Not exactly on their timeline, you could say.
Yeah.
So players that are ready right now is what you're looking at for them?
Moses Moody in this range, I like. He's 3-and-D kind of wing, can score, can shoot, really long arms, defends well on the perimeter. Upside to be like a shot creation guy, but for sure can be a knockdown spot-up shooter, which they kind of need.
I would say players like...
But also with the 2 picks, I think the guys that can get at 14 can kind of fill that role.
If you
want to take a bigger swing here.
True. I was just about to say maybe guys in play at 14 would be Kispert or...
Duarte
from Oregon or... Jared Butler, maybe Davion Mitchell if he's there, type of guys that could fit.
Yeah, Davion Mitchell's
not really in play
he
here.
He was kind of the consensus at 7 early in the year, but
I would say not really in play at this pick.
No.
Wagner maybe.
Franz Wagner. He would be a decent fit, I think.
ready
Him
now
and Draymond can
type
play
of guy.
together. He's doesn't need the ball really. He can defend. He projects, but didn't show really to be a pretty solid shooter.
The Warriors are in a unique situation in that they want to win right now. I would say they're in a position to bring on a big contract because they have Wiggins that can match another big contract in a trade. And
Wiggins somehow played himself into actually having some value this year too.
he did. He played well, to be fair,
It's
but
like all defense
expendable
caliber player
on that team. I would think if they could bring in a top tier guy and maybe give away these 2 picks. I'm not sure. Pascal Siakam was in.
He was
consideration
floated.
there.
I don't
Was
even
floated
know.
out there.
Yeah, it's just like it
But does
seems
that
like
do
the
it for
trade
you?
market is like kind of dry. Like it seems like Beal and
Bradley
Lillard
Beal I
aren't
was just
gonna
about
get
to bring
moved.
up. Yeah.
Seems like neither of them are going to get moved before the season starts. It seems like the Wizards are probably just cool with being the 8th seed next year again. Like,
Yeah. And that's
Brad
about
Beal's
what
like,
they'll be.
whatever. I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
just be the guy. I
Loves
don't know.
Washington.
And it seems like Lillard, that's not going to materialize for
Yeah.
a long time. It doesn't look like unless something happens, and he's kind of against it. Some people mock Josh Giddey here, who's a 6'8" point guard with a ton of upside.
I don't know much about him because
He's
he
Australian, played
did
in
not play
Australia.
here.
He is the youngest player in the history of the Australian League to record a triple-double.
Okay.
He did that like 3 or 4 times this year.
Good stat.
If you want to comp, he plays a lot like LaMelo Ball. He's kind of similar sized, and LaMelo Ball was very successful in the NBA this year.
That worked.
And had
Also played overseas.
basically all the same questions. Like his shooting was questioned, his defense was kind of questionable, and I don't know. I like Giddey a lot.
If you're the Warriors and you have to stay here, no trade, and you still have 14, who are you picking at 7? Who's our choice for the mock draft at
I
7?
would like to take Book Knight, but he's off the board.
He did go 6th.
He's off the board. So
You're looking at Giddey, Kuminga, Moses Moody. You mentioned Wagner, and that's probably it, unless there's
for their
a
team,
big surprise.
Yeah.
If you
Trying
had
to
to make
think
this
of
pick.
other people I have in that tier. None of those guys.
I have a feeling it's a Wagner type of guy. I don't know where you're gonna go, but he seems like a wing that can guard a little bit, can shoot it.
Yeah,
I think. I honestly think that they'd find a way to trade it, but
yeah, I don't know. We'll go Mo Wagner there. I think Mo Wagner's a good fit.
also
He's not a ball stopper. They
You
need
mean-
defenders.
Franz Wagner.
Did I say Mo again?
Yeah,
That's going to be an issue.
yeah.
Franz Wagner, yeah.
Franz. All right.
We're getting
I don't-
German.
I don't love it for them.
You hate Franz
I'm not a
Wagner.
Franz Wagner guy.
You're out.
We are Illinois basketball fans.
Watched a lot of Franz.
A lot of Franz. I've seen 5, 6, 7 games of his. Had a poor showing against Illinois. Poor showing in the tournament. It to me just seems like he kind of
Poor showing the last game of the tournament.
correct. That's what I meant.
He
When they were eliminated.
shut down Scotty Barnes in the tournament also.
When they were eliminated, yeah. I saw the worst of him, to be fair. He just seemed like he kind of floated a little bit. Didn't really affect the game, especially on offense, the way that I would want a player that I'm picking 7th. But at the same time, he is going to the Warriors, where he's not going to be relied upon to create offense, really. He's probably going to spot up, shoot, slash, play off of Steph and
he's
play.
just going to play in transition. He's
3-and-D transition type of guy. So I think that fits. I think that's fair. Just at 7, I don't love him there.
Yeah, his scoring upside, I don't know, is that huge.
Is pretty
which
low.
You kind of want with any guys up here in this range. You
Yeah.
would like them to maybe be potential.
I think they find a way to
15,
trade it. I
20
think
point
recently the Grizzlies
Grizzlies traded
up to 10. I think that could be a match, maybe getting
They
them
could
to
move
7,
up.
a guy they want, and get them back to 10, the Warriors. We'll move on for now, though. We'll go to pick 8, who is the Magic again. They're on the clock.
Orlando, back on the clock.
They had 5 and then now 8.
We've had them taking Scotty Barnes already.
And in a team in a situation that just blew it up, they just traded Vucevic to Chicago. They just traded Aaron Gordon to
Denver.
the Nuggets. They're on full-on rebuild. Kuminga makes all the sense in the world here, but just a giant
They
swing.
have
Is it
such a redundancy of
is it
positions
redundant at that
with
position?
him.
I don't know. I mean,
I wouldn't hate it. I don't know. I wouldn't hate a trade back here if I was them. But, you know what? You know who I think they should take here?
are we mixing up the draft right now? Are we gonna make a splash? Who do you think they should consider? Who are you thinking right now?
Okay. So we're in the tier 3 level of players at this point for
Right.
me. Players I have in tier 3 that have not been selected yet. If I can figure out my mouse here. Book Knight off the board.
Book Knight's off the board.
Wagner off the board.
Off the board, and Barnes is coming off the
So
board.
the other guys that I have in this tier. Well, I'll save that for later. But I think here. I think I like Josh Giddey.
Really?
Big point guard.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with Fultz, though. I don't know.
True,
Cole
yeah.
Anthony,
I forgot about Cole Anthony. Off the injury, Fultz coming off a knee again.
Yeah, ACL.
That's interesting.
But I think Giddey can kind of fit with a lot of people because he's a ball mover. He's probably the best passer in the whole draft. I would say he's firmly the best passer in the whole draft.
Okay. Speaking on Giddey, there was speculation that the Grizzlies moved up to 10.
I heard that they want 10.
Eyeing Giddey. They could be a match to trade a couple slots up to snag him.
Yeah, and this mock is
if they don't love him.
This is a team fit by me. This is not necessarily what I think the team
right.
will
Yeah,
do.
I think that's interesting. That's a.
I like him there. I think he's
fit.
a decent fit.
What's his player comp? What kind of upside?
Are
we talking?
Plays like LaMelo Ball.
Yeah?
I would comp him to LaMelo, like Evan Turner, Kyle Anderson, I guess.
Okay.
Like a really big playmaker with probably more scoring upside.
Okay.
The jump shot probably needs a lot of work at this point, but valuable piece, I think. Like, knows how to play, which is pretty rare for an 18-year-old at this stage.
Yeah, good
really
feel.
knows how to play.
Good feel. I don't know much about him, so I will trust you. You want to go with Giddey there?
I think lock in Josh Giddey.
We'll go with Giddey off the clock.
Let's
On the
get
clock
Giddey.
now. The
Sacramento Kings.
just the circus show that is the Sacramento Kings. All due respect.
Revolving door of mediocre talent that is the Sacramento Kings.
All due respect. I hope they don't draft another power forward. They seem to love to just stockpile like mediocre
Harry
fours.
Giles, this is his year. I don't even know if he still plays there.
No, I don't know either.
Probably not. He's probably out of the NBA.
They just
Here's the thing with Sacramento is they, I think, feel pressure to not be a lottery team next year and be like
It's time to
play
win
in
now.
tournament type of deal.
Yeah, they've recently maxed De'Aaron Fox. They have Harrison Barnes still. They have. It seems like Buddy Hield is all but gone. They're just doing anything they can to make a move. On him.
They're trying to get rid of him.
They have Bagley still, who's is on rough water.
I think Bagley needs a change. Prime number one
Change of scenery?
candidate, change of scenery guy.
So I don't know how they're going to get out in the West. How they're going to get out of the lottery with that cast of characters unless they can make a big
they're
move.
gonna have to get something back for Bagley, and but like, do you get better?
There's rumored Kuzma in talks to go to Sacramento.
I
your
saw
guy,
a
Kyle Kuzma.
funny tweet / report from Woj today that he said he's talked to every single team in the NBA, and they have all been offered Kyle Kuzma and KCP.
Please take
all
him.
29 other teams.
Please.
Anybody? Please.
Anyone?
But they're doing the fantasy football bad guy thing where, like, Damian Lillard, we're giving you 2 guys.
Take 2 for 1?
2 championship players. You give us Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
They got a ring.
Say?
I'll give you a late first and Kuzma.
I got bad news, guys. Dennis Schroeder's going to be the best option. You get a point guard. You're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I also have news for Dennis Schroeder. You're not going to get $100 million. I'm sorry. You're both going to have to come to terms with that.
I think you're right.
So, Kings, number 9 overall pick. They need
Just
a
a
guy who can produce.
Just a terrible spot to be in for just a middling.
Yeah,
just like,
this is one of the biggest trade. They're going to try and trade this pick.
Tough spot to be in to find an impact player or a player with big upside. That like 8, 9, 10, 11 spots.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about trades, so I don't really want to project trades. But I think I would be shocked if they make this pick.
Yeah.
I don't believe that they're going to. I
Yeah.
really don't. At 9,
You could see.
I think if they want a guy that's going to help them right now,
Who's-
I would take Moses Moody.
Moody. I like that. He's a good scorer.
Yeah.
Big body. Does he defend very well?
Yeah, he's a good defender.
Okay. Good
super
score.
long arms.
Plays pretty well next to Fox.
Yeah, I think
assuming
he's for sure an upgrade over Buddy Hield. Get rid of Buddy Hield. Get rid of Bagley.
Okay.
Yeah,
enough.
I think he does stuff that Fox does not do. He's more of a creator than Buddy Hield is, I think. So
Yeah,
I like him
I would
there
agree
at
with
9.
that from what I've seen. Who would be a team that would come up to 9? Who is looking? Do you have any idea who's looking to move up? I mean, I don't think the Grizz are going to move one spot, but they seem like they want to move up again.
What if the Magic move down?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, interesting.
The Magic move down and what if they take Bagley?
True.
And they swap picks.
Yeah.
Maybe they give
That's
up
interesting.
something.
Okay.
I don't hate that at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to kind of what if and try to project. It's impossible to project these trades, but fun to think about. 9, we'll go Moody.
Moses Moody, 9 to the Kings.
10, now the Grizzlies moved up, and there's
Grizzlies moved up.
speculation that they want to keep moving somewhere.
Yeah, I think they want to move up. But if they moved up to 10, I think the guys they wanted are gone in our mock draft.
We're looking at Giddey, as I
Giddey
mentioned.
would be a guy they targeted. I think Moses Moody would have been a guy they targeted.
Yeah, there's...
Grizzlies were a playoff team last year, so I don't
True.
think they
have
won a project.
They have
really.
Brooks. They have Morant. Obviously, they just traded Valanciunas. And you said you don't expect Steven
Bledsoe
Adams.
and Steven Adams, I do not foresee playing into their future in any way.
They have Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson.
It seems like I mean, would they be thinking Kispert or something like a wing to improve and win now? Or
here's what I'm going to say.
Go ahead.
Steven Adams is going to be gone. The guy that I think I would put on this team to win.
Are you going international?
Alperen Şengün, the Turkish big man.
Okay.
I think you get rid of Jonas Valanciunas and you plug in 18-year-old Jonas
Okay.
Valanciunas.
Let's party.
All right.
I don't know anything about him. Tell me about him.
He's a mysterious guy. He's a throwback big man. He really is. He's got impeccable footwork, really good feel.
Okay.
He's big and strong for an 18-year-old, and he kind of flashes some perimeter shooting and some ball handling. That's really rough at this point, but he flashes that he's can stretch the floor. But here's the thing: the Turkish league, after the G League and the NBA, the Turkish league is probably the 3rd best basketball league in the world, and he won MVP at 18 this year in that league.
It's not nothing, folks.
So, which is never a thing with foreign guys. Young players in foreign basketball, they just don't get playing time.
Okay.
So I like him a lot.
Do you have a comp? You got anything to put in my head?
Valanciunas.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned that.
Domantas Sabonis.
Ooh, I love Domantas Sabonis.
A lower end would be Enes Kanter because his defense is gonna need some work. He's got cement feet kind of.
Okay. Is he slightly undersized, kind of Sabonis like
6'10", yeah.
Okay, so he's
6'10",
not.
He's 6'10", 250.
Can play center probably in it.
Could play
4 or
5.
Okay.
Probably would rather have him play 5.
I like. All right.
Good
like
screener.
Yeah,
I think he's a good fit. I think Memphis would be pretty stoked about that. I don't know how they feel about him. So next
is
Michael Jordan's own Charlotte Hornets on the clock.
Excellent drafter, Michael Jordan.
LaMelo Ball. He saw the vision.
Yeah, he gave him the go-ahead.
Nobody knew.
They seem.
People thought he was a madman. No.
I'll let you comment. I'll let you comment on the Hornets. Go. What are they? They made the play-in game, correct? And got absolutely routed. They got boat raced.
LaMelo was hurt. They looked like they just didn't want to play at all, which was very surprising to me. I liked what they did this year. I thought they were way ahead of schedule for what they. I'm
blanking on their. Who's their roster? What else are they?
Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward.
Hayward, yeah, okay.
PJ Washington.
Zeller.
Cody Zeller is a free agent, I think.
Okay.
I think a big guy here is the move. They don't really have a center. And I think I have the perfect guy who I think would fit really, really well with this team that I like, I would say, a lot more than most people.
Okay.
I think Kai Jones from Texas would be a great fit here.
Really?
Big guy, 6'11", long arms. He's really athletic, projects to be a really good defender, I think.
Okay.
Hasn't been playing basketball for very long, so he's very raw at this point, but a good lob candidate with LaMelo, shot blocker. I don't know, he runs the floor really, really well. And he flashes like some ball handling shooting that like I personally really like. Like and a lot of people do stuff like that and it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. You're kind of, yeah, I don't see it translating. But like, I don't know. I think he could be like a Bam Adebayo type of player. Like, I'm really.
I was trying to think of a comp while you were describing it. I don't know.
Like worst case scenario, he could be like a really good rim running, rim protecting big. I think, which is also kind of what they need. But I really think he could develop some serious.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know if that's good. Achua from last year.
Precious Achua,
like a rim runner.
I think that.
I don't know what kind of skill he has above what Achua can do. Like shooting, create ball.
Trying to find my scouting report for him to show you some
shot
comps.
Creation.
Think of some comps. Where's he at? I don't know. I'm very high on him.
You are high on him.
Higher than most. He's a guy that I'm higher on the most.
He's a flag plant guy.
Christian Wood, another good comp for him, I think.
I'm a huge Christian Wood guy.
He kind of reminds me of DeAndre Ayton in college too, a little bit.
Okay, interesting. Yeah,
athletic, skilled. I don't know. I love him.
You're in.
I could be falling off the bandwagon quick and get run over and killed because he's super high, pretty high risk prospect. I would say.
I bet his line for where he's drafted is higher than that. I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be flirting with going in the lottery.
His number is 14.5, so it's right on that lottery line.
Yeah.
With a little juice to the under, so maybe someone agrees with you. Sure, I like that bet.
I think some teams will really like him, some teams will hate him.
Yeah.
But I'm in. I really like him. I think Kai Jones would be an awesome fit, and it would make a really fun young team more young and more fun.
Yeah. All right, I like it.
Off the
Spurs
board.
at 12.
Spurs, 12.
They have Aldridge was forced to retire, unfortunately.
DeMar DeRozan
is a
gone,
free agent.
I think.
So they're looking at DeJounte Murray, Keldon Johnson. What else is their roster looking like? Patty Mills.
I guess he's still there. I don't even know.
Lonnie Walker is still on the team.
Lonnie Walker is still on the team. They just have a lot of kind of meh.
Yeah, a lot of
meh.
nice
like,
rotation guys.
He's nice, but meh.
I don't know if they're going to find anyone that's not meh at 12 either. Are they going to go international like they have a tendency to? Where are they going?
I don't know what they. I think the Spurs are in like one of the worst spots. Like they just seem like I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they have
Are
no.
They trying to win games?
I don't.
Are they trying to be bad?
They don't have the.
They're not
organizational mindset to tank.
They're not close.
No, they have no. I like
Deontay
Murray.
That's the thing. I like a lot of the players. They have no.
They have no like impact.
They have no impact scores.
No impact players, in my opinion, either.
If I'm them,
big swing coming.
I'm taking a big swing.
Okay.
And I'm taking a guy who is valued way low in this class, who may end up going to the lottery just because he's got as high an upside as anyone in the entire draft.
I'm trying to think who you're going to say.
He was a super
vertical record breaker, that guy?
No.
From Tennessee?
No.
What's his name?
Keon Johnson. No.
We'll get to him.
He was a super high recruit coming into this class. He had a nightmare freshman year this year. I think he was one of the top 2 or 3 guys in the class.
Duke?
No.
Oh, God.
Zaire Williams from Stanford.
Ooh, okay.
I think he has the potential to be an all-star level wing.
Really?
I think there's also a possibility where he's just bad, but he's 6'8", like legitimate 6'9".
I haven't heard a lot
jumps
about
well, shoots the ball well from the perimeter, good scoring instincts. He just he had COVID death in the family this year, which messed him up, and he had a knee injury. And it really just kind of tanked his entire season.
Mm-hmm.
But coming into this year, he was, I think, the 2nd or 3rd rated prospect in this high school class.
Okay.
And, I mean, I don't know. I think he's just a type of dynamic player at this stage that you just don't.
Something that the Spurs are just desperately lacking.
Hold on. What pick are we at?
I think 12.
Scratch that. They're taking Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga hasn't got picked yet, has he?
He has.
Where did we put him? No.
Are you sure?
We should have been keeping track of this.
I thought he went to. Oh wait, no. We took the Magic took Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey at 8.
Oh no.
9 was
Did we do
Moody. 10 was Şengün. 11 was.
Did we do the dumb?
11 was Kai Jones.
Did we do the dumb like fantasy football manager?
We forgot about
like,
a guy.
We forgot about.
We forgot about a guy. So, still big swing.
I'll say this: Jonathan Kuminga, big swing, big
still
upside.
Big swing. 12th pick, Jonathan Kuminga.
Would you? So, we forgot about Kuminga after the 8th pick. I kind of thought we put him there, but it was Giddey. Do you think that's someone that the Kings would? Who do we go to have the Kings taking?
Kings, we have taking Moses Moody.
Okay.
Kings want to win now guy, I think. I think the Hornets could take Kuminga also, although like
they're kind of in that window too. They had a nice, maybe surprising year. They could be.
I
in
think
more
I
win
think
mode.
they go post player though, front court player.
So you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. I think Kuminga
Kuminga,
falls to 12.
He
could realistically fall to 12
realistically could fall here
because
too.
he's not ready right now. Although
Pop. I
don't
mean,
know how
maybe
that
Pop
would-
could get his claws into him and he'd become
I
a
don't know how that would
6'6" player. But his upside is too. I don't care who you like, who you don't like. His upside is just too high at this point to leave
pass
him.
at 12.
Leave him out.
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean he's high level.
So we're gonna go with him at 12.
Yeah,
Rather than
Zaire, who I really like.
although love the hard sell for Zaire. Love
Yeah.
that. Big time
Kai
player.
Jones,
How about the
Zaire
Pacers
Williams.
at 13? Do they like Zaire? What are they doing?
I think they're another team. They just signed Carlisle. They're in like a playoff. They were in the play-in game too.
Yeah.
They're in a playoff play-in.
Miles Turner potentially on the move.
Miles Turner on the move.
Seems like they don't want to pay him. They haven't paid him,
potentially.
right?
No, they've not paid him.
Seems like they're
yet.
building around. I'm blanking on his name. The guard from the Bucks, the one rookie of the year,
Malcolm Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon and
Sabonis.
Those are their two.
Yeah, and I don't know how committed they are to any of those guys. Realistically, I'm
True.
not really sure.
I mean, I love, as I just mentioned, love Sabonis. So I think
Sabonis is a nice player. He has his limitations
don't know where they go.
defensively. Yeah, they need help on the wing. I would
probably
say.
wing.
Win now guys on the wing. that they
Jared
could
Butler,
draft.
Corey Kispert.
Kispert, Jared Butler.
He's more
Probably more of a guard.
Yeah.
Definitely more of a guard, actually.
Kid from Tennessee I mentioned, Keon Johnson.
Keon Johnson could go here. He's a high upside guy.
I don't know if it's
Going to be a really good
how about
defender.
how about
but not
the
much of a
French guy? What do you think about him?
French guy?
I think he's French.
Oh, Usman Garuba? No, he's Spanish.
He's Spanish, as I was saying.
No, he's more of a big, more of a defender. I would
Okay.
vote they go.
Fuck me then.
I think Kispert here would make a lot of sense for them, actually.
Okay.
I think they kind of could use a shooter.
Yeah,
I
big
guess.
time.
No, if it's me, this is me. I'm drafting.
This is you talking?
Not them. Not
Okay.
the consensus. Not the big boards. If I want 3-and-D, I'm taking Trey Murphy from Virginia.
Trey Murphy from
Trey
Virginia.
Murphy from Virginia. He
Really?
is shooting up draft boards this year. He exploded up draft boards. He was 6'5" 2 years ago. He's now 6'9".
That's
He
bigger.
had like a 30-inch vertical. Now he has like a 38-inch vertical.
That's higher.
He shot like 44% from 3 this year. He's a really good defender. He is prototypical 3-and-D wing. The rest of his offense, I don't know if he'll really.
So why is he going 13th? What's
Because I mean, his offensive game is like stand still, shoot threes,
Just spot up shooter?
and a guard, and I'm tall.
I mean, Brogdon's
And
gonna have the
sometimes,
ball.
and the other thing is like he just did kind of like fade, and you're like, oh, Trey Murphy's in the game. Like I had no idea when you're.
It's a
And
weird.
that's kind of like one thing that I would chalk that up to is like part of that's like playing for Virginia.
I was just gonna say Virginia's an odd team.
But
to-
I mean, I don't know. I think he's a really smart player. I think I would comp him to like Trevor Ariza. Really long arms, really good defender, can knock down threes.
long career on those attributes.
I think he just does a lot of good things there. I think.
All right, I'm happy with that for the Pacers.
Trey Murphy, Indiana
Now-
Pacers.
The 7th pick was the Warriors. They're back up at 14. Who did they take at 7? Who did they end up with?
We had them taking Franz
Wagner, who in theory seems like he is ready to play right now. Do they take more of an upside swing here, or they just get another contributor to go with the core?
I think you get a guy that helps you win if you're not going to trade the pick.
I like Davion Mitchell here.
I don't hate Davion Mitchell. I think.
What are you thinking? I just love like a backup point guard for Steph to a change of pace, someone that's a little more gritty and come in and guard a little bit.
Yeah, I like the defense.
Energy.
I would rather have a guy that I think can start. And Davion Mitchell's not going to start for this team. I like Chris Duarte for them.
Oh, I totally forgot about him. I love Chris Duarte. Yeah,
I think he's a really good player. I like him at 14.
It's tough to watch a lot of games playing in Oregon on the West Coast, but really impressed me in the tournament.
My computer in. Yeah,
really impressed me in the tournament. Had a really, really good showing there, and the Pac-12 tournament. Like the size, like the shooting. Seems ready to play. Seems like at 14 seems like a slam dunk to me for them. Seems like a great fit.
I agree.
What are you doing? Plugging in your?
Plugging in my computer. It's about to die.
They could. I suppose they could. I'm not sure who's looking to trade up to this spot. I think Duarte would be the pick. I agree. That's a good spot. I don't know if they would package Wiggins in 14. I don't know if anyone's dying to take that package for a contributor, a veteran.
Seems like Wiggins is not a guy that people want.
That money is just not really that.
Too much money for a guy
desirable.
That doesn't play offense good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Duarte, I like it a lot.
I like Duarte there. 3-and-D. One of the better shooters in the draft.
Yeah.
24 years old. Historically, lottery guys over 22, not a good idea.
It's barely the lottery. Come on.
It is.
He's playing, and they need someone right now. I don't know.
I'm making the pick, so I agree.
Okay.
Let me make sure we
haven't had a glaring omission.
Where did we have Josh Giddey go?
To the Magic at 8.
At 8.
Yeah. Love the fit. You sold me hard.
Love the fit. Şengün 10th to the Grizzlies.
Was it? Yeah.
Franz Wagner 7th to Golden State.
Who'd the Kings take?
Trey Murphy we had go 13th, right? To
the Pacers.
Yep. Okay. And then we just had Chris Duarte go 14th.
How many more do you want to do?
Yeah,
one or top the 15?
So now we're into playoff teams, right? So do we could keep going?
I don't know. We have to do every single one. We can talk about some guys that we like.
Yeah, we can just talk about some.
I brought up I said he was French, but he's actually from Spain.
Garuba.
He was throwing down with Jason Tatum, with Kevin Durant. They just played Team USA.
Locked him up.
Had an answer for him.
Had him locked up.
But does he do anything else besides guard right now? What's his offensive
guards, rebounds, dunks? Like, he's not probably going to do much more. He might be able to develop like a standstill jump shot. But I take that back. He's a really good passer too. He's a good passer. He's got a decent feel. Good piece. Like Usman a lot.
Okay. Like him too.
I've done the Zaire thing. Okay, let's see. The only two guys left in Tier 3 that I have are Zaire Williams and Keon Johnson from Tennessee.
Okay.
Keon Johnson.
I brought him up already. He broke the record.
Broke the record for vertical at the combine, which historically doesn't really mean anything.
Good athletes in the NBA.
Doesn't really mean anything.
That's a good record.
Vertical jump, like Joe Wieskamp had like a 40-inch vertical. Nobody cares.
True.
But
we hate that guy around here.
Yeah, Iowa can suck eggs.
Got him.
No, Keon Johnson, I think, could be a really high-level defender. Like you said, a stupid athlete, and I really like his like mentality. Like, he gets after people.
Okay, outside of you just saying that, kind of Wiggins-y to me. Is that?
He's a little smaller. He's more of a guard. He's gonna play wing, but he's like 6'4" or 5.
Okay, you know what I mean. Like, good plus athlete, like projects to be a good defender.
Yeah.
Go ahead though.
Yeah, and I don't know. His offense was not there this year. It was not very good. I think it could, if it comes along, because he's so athletic, he can get to the rim whenever he wants, that he could develop into a nice scorer. So I really like his upside there. And I think his shot looks okay. I think it's manageable. I think he just has way higher upside than this next tier of people. I think they all have bit of a cap on what they could be. So
Okay.
Keon Johnson, like him a lot. He
And-
was a guy that was like most of the year a top 10 guy, and for basically nothing has happened, and he's slid down a bunch of people's boards, it seems like. So I don't
A
know.
lot of good players. It's a good draft.
Seems like the classic like NBA, like we're just overthinking it.
Yeah,
but
and he could go. I mean, he could certainly
could have
go.
gone
He could certainly
much
go to
earlier. He's
several of those teams.
Yeah.
Moving to the tier below that, I like Cameron Thomas. I just love just an absolute bucket. Limited, for sure limited, but Cameron Thomas from LSU is a big time scorer, I think, and could be a nice off the bench like energy guy with some offensive punch. What do you think of
Going into
Cameron
this
Thomas?
process, I was expecting, because I watched, a couple of his games, watched him in the tournament. Like you said, fills it up. Absolutely fills it up.
Some of those games against
But-
Alabama and like those SEC games, like in the tournament, dude is just unconscious.
But boy,
bucket.
the defense is as bad as anyone I've seen in this entire class. I mean, I've done 40 of these. I've not seen many people more disinterested in playing defense than that guy. And he seems like he has no awareness for passing either. Like he doesn't want to pass. He doesn't want to play defense.
I'm getting like
He gives
Clarkson
me-
vibes, like six man.
Jordan Clarkson
scorer.
like at his top, but like also like he just seems like, to me, and I don't know anything about him, he just seems like such a selfish player. Like
Okay.
my confidence was
Not
like
great.
Deion Waiters.
Oh,
Like
Waiters
filled
Island.
up, but just like you're getting nothing else.
You're
But I
also-
might score 40.
Also
one
getting a
night.
bucket though.
But just not a.
Fair enough. All right. So you don't love him.
No, don't love him. I have him 28th on my
Where do you
board.
have? I'm curious where you have Jalen Johnson. Took a lot of hate for opting out.
Jalen
Had a-
Johnson, another guy I don't like.
Had a
Another
tough time
guy
at Duke.
That's high, usually projected in the lottery. I don't like him. I don't really care about the quitting on your team stuff.
Yeah, like bad
in a
teammate
season
stuff.
like this, like if you want to stop playing, it was a really tough year for everybody and
Yeah,
a lot
really
of
tough.
stuff going
And-
on.
And Duke was.
I don't
not very
care
good.
about that really. I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as like a basketball player. Like he's big and he's athletic, but he's just so rigid as a player. Like I just
Bad
don't
feel. Like doesn't.
I don't know. He just seems like a guy that's gotten away with being the biggest, most athletic guy on the court his whole life, and then when that isn't the case, I don't see him projecting as a good shooter. I don't know how good of a attacker he's gonna really be. I mean, he's I think he's a big, versatile kind of wing, drive and dunk type of guy. I have him 23rd on my big board.
Okay. All right. I think in play in the top 20 for sure. I think
Yeah, I mean,
some could see a little more than that in him. But
yeah, I mean, I've seen him as high as like in the top 10. So like
Yeah.
teams are kind of all
Wide
over the
range
place
on
on him.
what do you think of the national champions? What do you think of Butler and Davion Mitchell? Both of those didn't go in the top 15.
Nope.
They're both first rounders though.
Davion Mitchell, if he's 20 years old, he goes in the top 10, I think. I don't
True,
care that
he's
he's
another
6 feet tall,
older-
but he's 22 years old, and he has 1 year in his
Small,
entire
yeah.
life where he shot the ball well, and that was last year. So is that real, or was he good last year?
Big
Was
time defender.
he elite defender, gets after you.
Although small.
He's small, but I mean, he is such a good defender that it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's really strong. I like him a lot. I have him 18th on my board, which I mean, I guess it doesn't mean I love him, but I mean, I've him and Butler. I have Butler one spot ahead of him at 17.
Okay, so you like him. You like him too. A lot of people are linking the Lakers to
Yeah, I
Jared
think
Butler.
that's a perfect fit. I think he's a
Take
bucket getter,
ball
good
handling off
defender,
of
like,
LeBron a bit.
Don't really need to coach him. Knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like gifted shot creator, good to
Yeah.
plus shooter.
He had some medical
He's
stuff.
got a heart thing though, which is I think
I
why
think
he's
that's-
playing. He has a heart
he's
condition
cleared,
which he's
though.
cleared for, but he also had it and got I don't know. So
Yeah.
that's probably given some teams some pause. This fourth tier of the draft, I have a lot of guys in there, so it's really a taste thing.
Yeah. And then now we're getting into a territory where, to be honest, I don't have a lot of takes. I love our guy, Io.
Yeah, I love Io. I don't know how well he projects.
I don't know
if player.
he goes
sure.
in. I don't either. I'm
I
not
have
totally
him
sold
in
on
tier
him.
5. I have him a tier below this tier.
And then we're
like in tier 4, I have a lot of like high upside, like Josh Christopher, like JT Thor from Auburn, who is just like if they pop, they're going to be incredible. But
So
there's a high chance that they don't pop.
Yeah, guys outside of the lottery, you kind of just touched on who could you see like all-star upside?
All-star upside.
Christopher, guys like those.
Josh Christopher, JT Thor maybe. I like Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky a lot. I don't know if he'll be an all-star, but I think he could be like an all-defensive team type of guy. Like he's a really, really freaky athlete.
Mm-hmm.
He's like could easily win the dunk contest type of athlete, like big guy. I think Kispert's going to be a really good NBA player. He's going to be a really good pro.
Yeah, I think the floor is pretty high on them.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be one of the best shooters in this class,
Pretty
and
easy
I
to
think
say.
he can do a little bit more with the ball than the stereotypical guy like him.
Yeah. Wasn't at the top of my mind before I started looking into some of the reports and mock drafts and things like that, but someone that we saw play Illinois early in the year, and I was so impressed by and later impressed winning some games in the tournament, Jason Preston from Ohio. What do you think of him? I mean, the story's great. He came from, like, got a scholarship to
He's for sure going to get drafted.
Yeah.
I think he'll get drafted in the second round.
I just saw his name and I brought him up because
like
I was so impressed by him.
Yeah, I like his game. Like, he's sort of got a Io DeSumo
long guard,
LaMelo Ball, like tall, kind of sees over the defense, makes plays for guys. He's got a nice tight little handle.
Yeah,
and I mean, he filled it up quite a bit. I mean,
yeah,
like
put 30 on Illinois in one of the first games, and carried.
Yeah,
Ohio won a game or two in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
really
he's
nice player,
really skilled, really nice player. Be interested to see what he does. I don't know. It could go either way. He's going to need to add a lot of weight, I think, a lot of strength. He's going to get pushed around.
Anyone else you want to bring up? Anyone else you want to mention in the?
Trying to think.
You like in the first round that some
don't.
don't.
You want a guy who's become the darling.
I also want to talk.
What's his name?
I also want to talk Utah State big man too, unless that's where you're going.
Not yet. So here's just a guy just to put it in the back of your mind when you see him get drafted, and you're like, oh, this guy, and maybe a good chance he never plays a game in the NBA. Frans Blindberg from Belgium. He's like 7 feet tall, and like he is on Twitter all the time being like, I'm a shooting guard. And like you see the clips, and he's like pulling threes. He reminds me of Poku, honestly. Like he's got Poku vibes. But I mean, he played in the Belgium league, which is really bad, and averaged like 4 points a game this year.
Oh no!
But he
talks the
he's
talk
19
though.
And he's 7 feet tall, and he can stroke it. So
I'll file
Frans Blindberg.
I'll file Blindberg away.
Yeah, you'll probably watch those highlights, and you'll never see him in an NBA uniform. But maybe, you never know.
I'll defer to
Utah
you on some
State.
guys.
Neemias Keita.
Yeah, Keita.
Shot blocker, stud.
I remember watching him late night.
Yeah,
against
he's
some
a big time degenerate gambling guy that you watch play. CBS Sports,
Utah State,
playing Boise State or something.
Just like 10 blocks against.
Yeah, he's a shot blocking machine. He runs court like
Nevada.
Yeah, he could get in the first round. I mean, he's probably going to go second.
Never going to be.
He's got like Clint Capella type upside.
Exactly. Yeah, no
rim runner,
offensive upside.
I mean,
but
his shot blocking is really high level.
Really
though.
Nice. Anyone else? Second round guys you think could stick around, could find roles? Anyone?
Guys that I think could be good in the second. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, we both like from Villanova.
Yep.
He's
mature player.
Scorer.
Nice
big kind of role player.
Quentin Grimes had a nice tournament.
Quentin Grimes I like. I think he'll probably end up going to the first. I don't know. It'll be close. Joe Wieskamp, he shot it really well in workets and tested really well athletically.
Yeah, he jumped out of the gym.
And I mean, he's one of the best shooters in college basketball last year, so he'll get a shot somewhere.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really have anyone.
Who you really down on that people seem to love? Anyone that
Jalen Johnson, I would say. I'm really low on him from Duke.
Opt out from Duke, yeah.
Opt out from Duke. Jalen Johnson, I'm really low on. I would say Cam Thomas is really all over the place. Some people hate him, some people love him. I'm lower on him than probably the consensus is.
Someone I'm not big on. You brought up recently with big upside, Josh Christopher.
Yeah,
watched him play some games similar to Wagner. Just didn't pass the eye test. I don't know what it was. Just kind of floated. Kind of
I am watching this whole film. Like when he pops, it's like, whoa, that dude is an NBA
seems to
all-star.
disappear.
It's not even that he disappears. It's that he's like, dude, pass the ball. Like
Okay.
you're dribbling it in. You're
Okay.
dribbling it until it's flat, and you're driving into 7 guys.
Yeah.
Like relax, figure out, make plays for others. But I like his chance to do that more than I like Thomas because he like played point guard in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona State, that's a weird team. And I've also like listened to him in interviews, and he seems like very smart and very like well spoken. So I mean, he's like very sort of
Fair
aware of his shortcomings, and he's such a good athlete, and he's like
Love a good self-aware player.
good scoring upside. So I like Christopher. If I had bigger balls, I would probably put him higher on this list.
Yeah, fair enough. It was more of just I saw him play 2 or 3 times.
The bad film.
If you
of him
see
looks
him
bad.
at his worst, yeah, it's
The
not
bad
going to
film
be
looks
it's not going
really
to be pretty.
bad.
All right, anyone else you want to bring up?
No.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Isaiah Todd, another guy played in the G League. I like him a lot. He's
Mhm.
really good shooting big man. Probably the best shooter, I guess, of any big man in this class. He can stroke it.
Kind of
He's
on
going to
the
need to bring the rest of his game.
kind of on the spot, but any like playoff level team, championship level teams late that like a fit that you like, anyone that could help. It's kind of hard to. All those
No.
picks will probably be like traded
Here's the thing.
and
Like,
flipped around. It's almost impossible.
every
to
year
find
you
some
go
sort of
through the
impact.
draft and you see this and you do this, and then every year you look in the playoffs, no rookies make impacts on good teams.
True, yeah.
ever.
No one's gonna play.
There are just
That's
too many
true.
other good NBA players.
Yeah.
Like if you look at this year, the only rookie I think of the last that was in the conference finals is Okongwu. Was the only guy that played any minutes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
he
Hawks should not have been in that spot. Probably
True, they probably overachieved.
They
a year ahead of
overachieved, and
their
he played.
timeline.
He played like 20 minutes the whole series.
I like him too.
Yeah, no, I like him too,
He's
but it's
good.
just like the likelihood
did
that
they-
you're going to be a championship caliber team and have a
Yeah.
rookie contributing is 0,
Yeah.
basically.
Probably not ideal. Probably
Yeah.
not what you're looking for.
No.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to take a break, but next,
That'll do it for the draft.
that'll do it for our draft coverage. But next, we are doing a fun little fantasy draft. 5 players make a starting 5 of NBA draft busts.
Right. And there's some categories we'll break down when we come back that you have to meet just to make it a little more challenging with 2 people, but it'll be fun.
And it will be fun.
All right, we're back. NBA bust draft time. We're going to detail the categories. First, we need to see who will be picking first. We're going to do a rock, paper, scissors. Very intricate method to pick the
Are
first pick.
Are you a shoot guy? Or
Oh, yeah.
Are you a,
Oh, yeah.
You're a shoot guy?
Big shoot guy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
On shoot. Ready?
We're not. If you're not a shoot guy,
Definitely a shoot guy.
log off. Are all the non-shoot guys gone?
Ready?
Okay, all the non-shoot guys are gone.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I didn't want the first pick, really. It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Can I trade-
intentionally lost.
Can I trade back?
No, you cannot. So, here's what we're doing. We're drafting a starting 5 of NBA busts. So you want to try and make, a team that would fit together.
It's not just a collection of 5. It is,
You're not taking 5
in
centers.
theory, you could play them on a court together.
And we have categories, 5 categories you need to fit. The first
It's
the first category is just straight up bust. Drafted, played in the NBA, played poorly, just didn't have it.
and the other ones are reasons why they busted, I suppose.
Yeah,
I'll let
and
you.
then-
Go ahead.
And the other category is injuries. So a guy that got hurt, career cut short, wasn't able to meet his full potential. Next is foreign-born players, and the next is 3+ year college star type of guys. Guy
Flameouts
Wooden
in
Award
the
winner
NBA.
that just didn't really get it done. And then we're just going to do a miscellaneous
Switch.
Um,
I've got some
fun guys.
I've got
there.
one that I hope that you don't have written down, because everyone I have, you'll probably have too in some capacity, but I have one that's a little unique I hope that you don't have. So I have the first pick. I'm not prepared.
What the heck, dude?
So there's a little
And also, it was just the thing with the bust, in my mind, like, if you're not a top 5 pick, you can't really be a bust.
Okay,
Like the category of guys that are busts, like to me. But go on.
I have
Number
some
one pick.
I have some fringy areas. So yeah, I would agree. I've mostly that. So we have injury, international, straight bust, college.
Do you have any
superstar.
any of these categories that are a little more deep for you? That you've got some more names? Or
I feel very comfortable with my international pool of players.
Really? That surprises me.
I feel comfortable.
I only have really one guy that I really want in my foreign. I have one guy that I really want in my foreign.
Okay, I'm fine with 3 or 4 of the international players. To be honest, don't have a great college superstar pool. Although I got a couple and was like, nah, that'll be fine. I didn't focus enough on it.
There's a definite 1-1 in the college guys. To me, there's a clear-cut 1-1 for me.
Okay, I think I would agree. I have a clear one too. But the question is, I'm also trying to, quote, build a team. I feel really comfortable with a couple injury guys. Man.
That's the thing about this. These are all bad players. So are we like trying to make a fun team, or are we trying to make like a team that wins games? Like, this is stupid, but whatever.
I'm going to take.
It says insert the tweet. Guys can literally just sit around and talk about old athletes forever.
100%. 100%. I'm worried. I'm gonna take this player, but I'm worried about. I'll be worried about my size. Probably. I'll just say that. I'm gonna take, because I think it's a little thin, and I'm happy with. Something I just considered is these categories overlap. So a player can qualify for multiple.
Sure.
Correct?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So the depth is a little misleading in that sense. I'm going to shoot. As my injury designation, I'm going to go with injury. I'm going to pick Greg Oden.
See, yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, I think of all these guys we have, like, he's the guy that you're like, he could have been a Hall of Famer.
The big what if. Like,
he was it.
Just, especially in the time when
him going over Kevin Durant was like, that's not a bad decision.
In 2007, his style of big man was still in vogue. It was what you would draw up in a lab. I mean, just an absolute freak show at Ohio State. And,
he was such an animal.
Played well in the NBA. I mean, just totally
knees
injury
just
riddled.
Exploded.
Yeah, injury riddled.
Just didn't get it done. Yeah, he was high on my list. I would have for sure thought about him 1-1.
I assume you'll take, because you have 2 picks now. We're gonna snake this, right?
Yeah, sure. I didn't even think about that. I guess, yeah. Or should we? With only 2 people.
Yeah, only 2 people. We'll just bounce back.
Yeah,
and forth.
just bounce back.
I hope you don't. Okay, I'll let you go
mess
now. I had one other guy in consideration.
I think the best player on the board was taken. I'm gonna go straight bust. Number 1 overall pick. I'm gonna take Ben Simmons. Just kidding.
Jokes. He's got jokes. Little lull.
Little goof.
I was for a second. You didn't say the guy I wanted. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This is tough. God. Man. My foreign guy, I'm almost positive you're not going to take him, so I'm going to hold. Okay, I'm almost positive. Okay. It's a personal pick, I guess, for me. I bet I have him. Greg Oden is gone.
As my injury designation.
As your injury player. Oh, this is tough. So I think the guard position is a little weak. I think getting a guard here is big. And I'm going to take a guy that I think most people wouldn't think about in this category as a bust, what if. Because this is bust / what if players. So Greg Oden's not a bust. Greg Oden got hurt. That's a different deal.
There's a reason.
And I'm going to take my injury player also.
I know you're taking
right here. Sean Livingston.
Whoa.
Point guard.
I did not know who you were taking.
Sean Livingston as my point guard. I am of the notion that if Sean Livingston never messes his knee up. Wow. He is an all-time caliber guy.
Peoria zone.
Peoria, Illinois.
Right down the road.
Stand up. Sean Livingston with my number one pick.
Love it. He still played a long time.
He still played a long time, but I mean, I think if his athleticism and he can keep his explosiveness, like he is a dynamic 6'8" point guard. Like,
what year was he drafted? He was straight out of high school, right?
04, went 4th overall, right out of high school, I think.
It's a good pick.
2004,
I like it. It's a good pick.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he had the big afro too when he got drafted. Oh, did you even have him on your?
I did not have him on my list.
Didn't have him on your list, yeah.
So just straight up bust is, I mean, all of these guys technically could call. I'll probably leave that for, not to give away my strategy. I'll probably leave that for.
I would reserve the bust category for like top 5-ish caliber.
Yeah, guys. like big time.
Because like if you draft a guy 7th and he doesn't work out, it's like whatever.
I'm getting into a situation where guard is thin. You're right. Guard is thin.
that's why I jumped at it.
I have to take who I think is, unless I could be missing someone, my college. I'm going to go with my college player. So to qualify for that, you have to play 3+ years.
3+ years, and in theory, you were obviously a good college player.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Adam Morrison.
That's who I was going to take. So you're going to play him at wing, shooting guard / small forward.
Yeah, wing, one of those two. And he's going to be
your bust?
No, he's my college.
Here's your college
superstar designation. He was my consideration at 1-1 with Greg Oden.
Yeah. Okay.
If I would have taken Adam Morrison first, would you have taken Greg Oden?
Yes. Yes, I would have.
I'm a genius.
Okay. So since you took your college guy, to me there was Morrison was my guy in college, but I think there's two guys in the college that are.
Well, we'll talk about guys that didn't get picked after, but
yeah,
I thought that was, for me, I didn't do a lot of work on that. I thought it was thin. I had a couple guys.
I had
and my other guy,
5 guys on my list.
The other guy I would have considered was also a big, and with Greg Oden in a mindset of we're building a team, I just went ahead and took Morrison. So you're up.
Okay, my next pick. What do I have? All right, so I have Sean Livingston right now. So I got a distributor, guy that's going to get downhill, get everyone involved, attack the rack. So what's going to fit with Sean Livingston? What do you need with a guy like that?
Maybe drive and kick, someone that can spot up and
someone
shoot.
That can shoot it maybe. But I think value-wise, believe it or not, the college guys are all white and all good shooters for me. Most of them are that.
Yeah.
And you already took your college guy, so I'm going to probably save that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take a guy that I think is going to get buckets. Sean Livingston, scoring's not necessarily his bag. I'm going to take a guy that gets buckets, a guy that I thought was going to be multi-time All-Star, Hall of Fame, superstar. I'm taking Michael Beasley as my second pick.
And what's his designation?
He's just going to be my bust.
Okay.
But just regular bust category.
Okay. Man. I'm not going to lie to you. I only have, I suppose he could be considered. I only have 2 true guards left.
Let's see. I have 1, 2.
I'm worried.
3. But yeah, I guess we have the miscellaneous, so you can kind of
right. Which I'm gonna have to
finesse.
I want to use. I have a guy that I want to take in miscellaneous. Just that's kind of off the wall, kind of funny. I'll go just straight bust also. But he was written down in my injury designation. Because that's why. I mean, all indications were he was taken at number 2. Excellent college player. Played not much at all due to injury in the NBA. I'm taking Jay Williams.
Jay Williams, yeah.
I'm taking Jay Williams. He got in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Completely tore everything in his knee.
So you're taking him as...
I'm going to take him as just a straight bust. because I've already taken my injury.
But can you put him as a bust since he never really played? Or do you have to take him as miscellaneous almost?
I'll take him miscellaneous, and I'll just at the end tell you the guy that I was considering. I'll take him as miscellaneous.
I would vote against him being a bust because he never played.
Right. He was him and Greg Oden are who I had as injury, the big.
Him and I had Sean Livingston, obviously. Okay. So we both have point guards.
Both have point guards.
Point guard is filled.
I have a guard, a wing, and a center. So
I currently have a point guard and a forward.
Based on the guys I have written down here, sets up well for the rest of my team. I can go a lot of ways. So you are up. You have Livingston and you have
Michael Beasley.
I thought Beasley was going to be so sick.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was like, oh, this is Carmelo Anthony. Like he's
go ahead
he's
and
Carmelo Anthony. I mean,
I was torn. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. I was. With your third pick.
I mean, Melo. Yeah, Beasley's good. So, I kind of need a big. But you've not taken your foreign guy either, have you?
No. I'm probably going to go with a foreign guy next and then just go with straight bust after that. I don't know.
I just know the foreign guy I'm going to take. You're not going to take him. So
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I would be. I'll fall out of my chair if you take the foreign guy I'm going to take. I think.
I bet I have him written down. Maybe not.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe. Wow. I don't know. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Another guy in the mold. All right. I'm going to take this person at miscellaneous, I guess.
Okay. So you filled injury, bust, straight just bust, and now you're going miscellaneous. Okay.
Another guy similar to Michael Beasley, who I thought was going to be bona fide multi-time all-star superstar player. I'm going to take another. No. Retract.
Figure it out.
Retract. Not taking him. We are going to take at center. We're going to get the big man in there because if our teams are playing against each other, I'm going to need someone that's matching up against Odin. We're taking the big man in the middle. We're getting a bunch of size in there, and we're getting Hasheem Thabeet at the 5, baby.
Come on down. The one guy Greg Oden could beat in like a foot speed contest.
Yeah, I don't feel great about Hasheem.
I absolutely had Hasheem Thabeet written down, but after I had Oden, he was no longer in consideration.
So Thabeet is my miscellaneous.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, because I already have my just straight bust. Yeah. So now I have to take an
international,
foreign, and a college.
And a college.
Guy.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I know where you're going with your college guy. We'll see. I'm gonna go with just straight bust because I'm comfortable with the rest of the internationals. I have a few guys, and they both would fit. I have a point guard. I have Adam Morrison. We'll call him a 2 guard, I suppose. He could play just
2 or 3. Yeah, wing.
I'm going to take as just a straight up bust, just an all-time head scratcher. To be fair, the draft was maybe considered wide open. I got to go with Anthony Bennett.
Anthony Bennett, wow. Yeah, I didn't even put him on my list.
As a straight up
bust.
Gigantic bust. Not in the camp of like what if. I suppose some people were high on him. Obviously, he went first. But just an all-time head scratcher.
Like such a head scratcher of a pick. It's like, is he even a bust? It's like you couldn't have made a worse pick.
Just a jaw drop.
They'll talk about him forever. I mean, one of the most bizarre things that's ever happened in the history of the NBA. The number 1 overall pick was out of the NBA in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
2 seasons with the team that drafted him as the number 1 pick and then held on for a G League tryout. and didn't get picked up.
I mean, just look up bust in the dictionary.
Unbelievable.
And it's him.
Like there's bust, and then there's Anthony Bennett is in another class by himself. It's truly remarkable.
So not really any sort of what if there. Just a real shocker. And I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
For your fourth pick, you need an international and you need a college superstar bust.
I'm taking my college pick next.
Okay. We're both gonna have international as our last pick.
Yes, we are. Xenophobia. I'm gonna fill a need here. I need a guy that space the floor.
Okay.
I need a guy that's gonna, can take away some of the ball handling from Sean. I need a guy that's really going to fill it up, and we're taking Jimmer Fredette from Birmingham Young University.
Yep.
He's going to be my shooting guard. He's going to be in my college category.
Great pick.
We are taking Jimmer.
Maybe say great value there in the fourth
round.
Great value
I think for Jimmer there. I thought about taking him like second pick.
Yeah.
I played that really well, I think. Yeah, Jimmer. I don't know that I actually thought he was going to be good. I mean,
he was a lot of fun.
You give anyone a green light like that in college,
they're going to score.
They're going to score a bazillion points.
And can shoot it.
He's a really good
at
shooter.
A high level.
Really good shooter.
They're going to score.
My God, the green light that guy had.
Yeah.
I mean, his coach is like, hey, the offense is shoot it from half court every single time.
Okay.
It rocked.
He did. It did rock.
It rocked.
They were a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun.
Fun little story. I played junior varsity college basketball. Most people don't even know that exists, but I did. And we had a player who was bad for Division III junior college, or not junior college, junior varsity basketball. And he would watch Jimmer Fredette highlights before games. And then he would play like Jimmer Fredette, and he would shoot.
How'd it work out?
1 for 10, and we'd lose by 1,000 points. So
yikes.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah. The ultimate green light. You got to love it.
He gave it to himself. Yeah.
All right. I got one pick left. It's my international. I have Jay Williams running the show. I have Adam Morrison at the 2. What are we going to call Anthony Bennett? A 4? We're going to call him a 4?
You can play him at the 3, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to get bad. If you want to just have a bad team, you could play.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
do whatever you want.
That's the goal. Kind of. It's a weird, like, are you trying to be bad? I feel like there's an obvious, like, there's an obvious
So
one.
you need either, like, you need, like, I mean, you could really, Bennett and Morrison could play multiple spots, so you could really go positionally kind of anything but center or point guard here.
Yeah, I'm not going to take this guy because because they're probably too big and wouldn't fit in theory with Greg Oden. Like, I don't, if that's what we're doing. I'm not going to take those 2. I have one, but for fit's sake, I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to go with Mario Hezonja.
Oh, I can't believe you took him. I loved Mario Hezonja coming into the draft.
That's not who you were going to take, was it?
No,
okay.
It was not.
I'm going with Mario Hezonja.
I can't believe you took Mario Hezonja.
Why not?
I mean, just surprised me. I don't know.
Talk about a guy.
I remember specifically. Who was it?
Just chasing the Dirk white whale type of like international.
But he's like a small forward.
He was like
he was a shooting guard.
He was true. But just like the
classic
like the workouts against air, like
the workouts
lighten
were
it
good.
up.
I remember someone
like
said
got size, can stroke it, just all the
whatever the year he got drafted was the year Zach LaVine won his first dunk contest. And I remember someone like he went to practice and he did all the dunks that Zach LaVine did, and I was like, what? And he can stroke it from 3. Mario Hezonja is going to be a star. He was not.
Was he a star?
No, currently not a star. But he blocked LeBron that one time.
He did.
That was sick.
So that rounds out my team pretty well. He's my international.
Yeah, write it down. You're going Jay Williams.
Jay Williams. I suppose we'll go with Adam Morrison / Hezonja at the 2, 3.
Yeah.
Whatever you're gonna, and then Bennett at the 4 and Greg Oden at the 5.
That is a team. That is a team. I mean, construction-wise,
it makes sense.
Could be worse. Okay, finally, I get to my foreign guy.
What do you need? And I'll see.
I mean, a forward. I need a forward. Need a 3 or 4.
Okay. I think I know who you're going to take.
Really?
Maybe not. Go ahead.
I'm taking.
You've been building to it.
My final pick.
You're international.
a guy who I heard legends about as a child, who I saw grainy footage of him dribbling against chairs.
Okay, go ahead.
Everyone was like, this guy, he's it. He's going to do it. I'm taking the Chinese phenom Yi Jinlian.
I got it written down.
Yi Jinlian as my power forward.
That guy.
That guy.
What an enigma. What a weird.
Yeah, everyone's like, no one knows anything about him. He's like
7-footer.
playing in China, but he's like 7 feet tall and handles the ball.
Also
and
another,
shoots it
like,
and like dunks on people.
Crossing up like folding chairs and
Yeah.
workout tapes,
Yes.
like just breaking off folding chairs.
Yeah, and you're like, he's 7 feet
everything.
tall and he's athletic.
He's more of like the Dirk. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, is
Yeah,
he
you're like-
Dirk?
and like it was right after Yao Ming.
Is he Dirk plus?
Yeah, it's like
Could he be?
It's like China's a fucking hotbed. For
Yeah, love
these
that
guys.
pick. I had him written down. So
So my lineup, we got a big squad and Jimmer. We got Sean Livingston, Jimmer Fredette, Michael Beasley, Yi Jinlian, and Hashim Thabit.
yeah, it's a good thing that Livingston's not really like
He's versatile. That's
he's
why I
not
picked
really
him
he's not really like a dynamic like offensive like problem as far as like Jay Williams probably a little small for Livingston to guard him.
Well, Jay's probably guarding Jimmer in this situation.
True, I
and
forgot
you're
about that. Yeah,
probably,
we'll
probably moving Morrison or Hazonia.
Hazonia's locking him up.
onto Livingston.
Locking him up.
Oh man, give me 48 minutes of Beasley against Adam Morrison.
So I'm gonna start with the honorable mentions. In a bust draft of 10 picks, big shocker that Darko Milicic doesn't go.
Yeah, he didn't go. I thought about it, but I
He's like the obvious like top 2,
Yeah.
3, 4 like
yeah.
all
You know,
time.
I wanted the. You know who I wanted in
A little
the
more-
foreign?
little more
that
fun.
I kind of regret I didn't take now. I wish I'd put it in my fives. Andrea Bargnani. I wanted to pick him.
I didn't write him
In a
down because
modern big
I
shoots the
thought
three,
he was
space.
too good to
Oh, for number one pick.
Number one.
absolutely a bust.
for sure. But yeah, but he like had a long career and like scored like 12 or 13 a game. Not a number one pick, but I hear you.
Let's see what Andre. Let's see.
While
his
you
career
look
stats.
that up, I had other than Yi, I had the guy I took Mario Hazonia for international. I also had Darko Milicic. Do you remember Jan Vesely
Yes, I
for
had him written
the
down too.
Warriors? I wrote him down.
Oh man,
That dude.
dude was dunking in those highlights.
That dude stunk.
Dude was dunking, man.
That dude, did he play a
Yeah,
game?
barely.
Stunk.
Barely.
And then one of my all-time favorites, just a complete head scratcher as well. Dragon Bender was my other international. Number 4 pick to the Phoenix Suns in like
I
seven,
always tell people about
2015,
this, but I went to summer league his rookie year, and it was the year after Porzingis got drafted. So everyone's like 7-footer, shoots the ball, and I watched him. I'm like, nope, that ain't it.
Not this one.
Dude was stiff.
So that's all I had for my internationals. Did you have any other internationals
other
than the guys that I
No.
mentioned?
I had Yi, Bargnani, Milicic, Hazonia, Vesely were my guys.
Cool.
Andrea Bargnani averaged 14 a game for his career.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he wasn't like a total nightmare.
That's better than I thought.
So that's
Still
why.
a bust, but I feel I feel good that I didn't take him now.
Yeah, I think that's well said. I don't for
Yeah,
this
almost a block a game.
for this. I don't think he would qualify
Had a career.
totally for.
Had a career.
So I said my injury was pretty slim as far as the players that I had written down. Jay Williams, who I ended up getting, Greg Oden, who I also got. The only other guy I had written down, which is another one of those, is he really a bust? Because he did have really strong years and was, I'm not sure if he made an all-star team, but maybe close, was Brandon Roy.
Yeah, I wouldn't count him.
He played, he was too good
If
for
you made
too
an
long.
all-star team, you can't be drafted.
Yeah,
in
he was
this.
too good for too long. But just, that's more in the camp of like the what if, like, dude was just
was an absolute killer. Murderer.
so good. But yeah,
Such a
there's a reason
bucket.
I didn't take him. I did write him down because I wanted to bring him up. But
My injured players, I had actually had quite a few that I could classify as injury. Odin, Livingston, Jay Williams, Tyrus Thomas from the Bulls.
Yeah.
I thought he was it.
so you probably have a better knowledge of reason for busting. Like
Yeah.
Tyrus Thomas, I obviously know
he
that
had like a
didn't
really weird knee thing.
Okay.
I think.
maybe
'Cause he didn't play that many seasons. It was just very much like he's in the league this year, and the next year he just never played again.
Yeah. Okay.
He
So
had
I
a
didn't know
knee
that's
thing
why
or
he
something.
he
Yeah, He
didn't.
had some like very unique
Gotcha.
injury.
Anyone else on injury for you?
Injury. Do you even know or remember DeJuan Wagner?
I know of him. I don't know much
He was
about
like
his game.
a crazy high school. He scored like 110 in a high school game once.
That's pretty good.
Whenever they drafted him, they were like, him and LeBron, that's going to be the pairing. He's going to be sick. He was like, Actually, the first one and done for Cal. And he is
Really?
the one that started the one and done thing, and that's why Cal is so good about it. Is because the reason Dajuan Wagner had to retire is because he had a heart condition and he couldn't play, and he was looked like he was going to be a really good player.
Yeah.
And so Cal, ever since then, is if I hadn't told him to go, he would have made no money.
Totally
he would have been
broke,
stuck here and he'd be done. But he got an NBA contract out of it, and he's good. And fun fact, Dajuan Wagner's son is the #1 player in Bronny's class now.
Huh.
So
That's cool.
look out for him.
Good fun fact.
Another
Any other injuries?
Darius Miles. I
had him written down. He was just in the bust category. I didn't, and that's another one where I was why?
He got hurt. Too.
Okay.
He could have classified as injury, and I would classify Jabari Parker as if he had injury.
Long career and contributed a little bit, but
Also
definitely
could be
the
a
what
bust,
if type
but
of
injuries. I think
There's another guy where you're just is this?
That's who I about took. I about took him.
Is this
I thought he was going to be.
Is this the best player of all time?
Yes, I played against him in AAU.
Yeah,
and
he's
I was
from a Chicago guy.
He's from Chicago, and I'm you're the best basketball player that's ever lived.
You're better than us.
It's when I was 17
Tough
or
cover.
16, I'm what do NBA players play like?
Tough
This
cover,
is
man.
unbelievable.
I'll move to the other. I'm interested. You said you had a bunch of college guys. I'm going to move to that. I took.
I had 3 guys we didn't take in college. So.
Adam Morrison. I thought he was the best one of the college. I also wrote down Tyler Hansbrough.
Yeah, I had him down too.
But I had Greg Oden. I didn't really want to take him. I put JJ Redick. Although
too good.
Too good. I know. He was an honorable mention.
He didn't get drafted that high, so
that's true. But yeah, my only 2 considerations were Hansbrough and Adam Morrison. Redick basically wrote him down just because of how good he was in college. He was so nasty in college.
I don't know if he
still
went in the lottery.
I think he did.
He was fringe.
I think he I think he was 10, 11, 12 range.
Yeah, probably.
But I wrote him down just because how good he was in college. I mean, he's still playing. It's not like he was. Yeah. He's still a contributor, and especially now, he's coveted. So, was never really going to draft him, but wrote him down because of how much of a college star he was.
Competing podcast too. So.
Oh yeah, no free shout.
Okay, so quickly, my other 2 college guys were.
Oh no. Go ahead with the college guys I mentioned, Hansbrough and Morrison.
Yeah, you missed Hansbrough and Morrison. The other 2 guys I had was Kaminsky, who's been okay, but National Player of the Year.
Was he the player of the year? I know he's
National Player of the Year, top 10 pick,
All-American,
back Final Fours. Probably
that's
expected him to be better than ninth man, 10th man.
I didn't even consider him, but yeah, that's a good
And
one.
then Doug McDermott was the other guy.
Ooh,
based on how
great
good
one.
he was.
Yeah.
He was a sick
Where's he
college
drafted?
player. Definitely in the lottery. I know. Probably in the top 10. I think he got drafted in the top 10.
Late top 10 maybe. That is a good. Yeah, I didn't even think that is a great one.
Dougie Mack.
He was nasty in college.
He's
also another he played for his dad, total green light, just
very
buckets.
Tall Jimmer.
We'll wrap it up, but one of the miscellaneous you could also throw in injury. I don't know why I put him down in miscellaneous. Markelle Fultz is kind of a what if type of.
Ooh, yeah. I didn't
kind of
think about
busty
that.
type number.
Injury, yeah.
Injury.
Also, hasn't played long enough to know really what his career is.
Yeah.
I guess you could argue Jabari Parker is kind of that way. I had Andrew Wiggins on here too, and I think it's a little early for him.
Yeah.
Also.
I also wrote down another old guy along with Darius Miles, Stromile Swift.
Oh, yes. I had him too. My God, that dude.
Out of high school?
No, I don't know.
Darius Miles was out of high school. No, he went to
Kenyon Martin, Stromile Swift, Darius Miles went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean, what a group. I wrote down
Swift. Cut in the highlights. Oh my God,
dude was nasty highlight reel. Also wrote down Kwame Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Did we touch on him yet? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
But the guy, my miscellaneous guy that I couldn't take because I had to take Jay Williams as my miscellaneous. Do you remember Royce White?
Yeah.
From Iowa State. He played 2 games because he couldn't. He was crippling. He had crippling anxiety to fly.
Couldn't get on planes.
He was. I think drafted in the lottery. Oh no, I'm sorry. He was drafted in 2012, pick number 16.
Yeah.
First round pick. He played less than 10 games because he couldn't get on an airplane and just had to quit the NBA. That was my miscellaneous fun. Well, not fun for him, but just one that I wanted to bring up.
One more guy, a guy that I was bamboozled by his hoop mixtape. I was fooled. Another grainy high school footage guy, Thonmaker.
Oh yeah,
Thonmaker. I was
him that, but yeah,
he's
totally. I saw
Kevin
him.
Durant.
Yeah,
he's 7 feet tall and he can shoot. and he's semi-athletic. He's Kevin Durant. No, he was not.
Good teams.
Anyone else?
I don't have anyone else. I do have
I have a few blasts from the past. Johnny Flynn.
I
Rim.
totally thought about him.
Syracuse.
Right when they drafted him, they already had Rubio in Minnesota.
They traded one of the picks. They drafted Rubio, Johnny Flynn, and Ty Lawson in the same.
And I was like, what are we doing? This isn't going to work, guys. I knew immediately Johnny Flynn wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
Anyone else you got?
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yeah.
It was like Scottie Pippen. No, not Scottie Pippen.
Not.
Derek Williams. Number 2 pick.
I wrote him down.
Bus. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Here's the guy. Probably the most random name we'll say the entire time. Probably a person you don't even know. Do you remember Joe Alexander?
How dare you?
Played at West Virginia.
I actually don't remember him, no.
This is one of the more bizarre of any of these guys. He got drafted 7th, I think, and he played like 40 games in the NBA.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
I don't remember him at all.
Insane. He was like a raw, he was like really athletic, like a white wing, and he could dunk on people. And I mean, apparently it was more like the front office, because if you take a guy 7th, you would just give up on him after a season. He played there one season,
that bad,
moved into the Bulls,
special type.
But it's almost just not even. You don't even know after your rookie year. You don't even know. There's no way to even know. He's a project, and it's just I don't know. Shout out Joe Alexander. We'll end it on him.
Yeah, hope he's watching.
Yeah,
I do want to before we end it, pose a question that I should have brought up at the end of the NBA draft stuff before our camera dies. In my mind, there is a tier of you got Cade number 1, you got Evan Mobley and Jalen Green in any order you want. We'll stick with those 3. Where do they compare with prospects coming up next? Where would Chet Holmgren be in that tier? Would he be with those players? Would he be in that tier? Where would Imani Bates?
I think Imani Bates would be there, and I think Wembanyama would be there.
I wrote down Victor Wembanyama, the French kid, who's 7'2" and just absolute
super
freak show.
skilled.
Anyone else that you would throw in?
People like Jalen Durant, I don't really know.
Right, it's hard to tell.
But Chet, he's so frail and so skinny. But I mean, probably, yeah.
You think he'd go in the top 5, top 10 in this draft?
For sure, would go before Jalen Suggs. Absolutely.
Chet Holmgren would. And Bates might be in the conversation for 2.
Yeah,
2,
Bates might be in the conversation for 1. Him and Wembanyama, I think, would both go 1.
For a year or two now. It's rare you see NBA players comment on prep players. Everyone's Imani Bates could play tomorrow.
Yes.
Next to me in the NBA.
Score, yeah, I agree.
So I would say Bates is maybe in the top tier with Cade, and then Holmgren. I was just interested in what your take was on the
I think all
prospects.
All those guys. Holmgren, I don't know.
We'll see. I'm interested to see at Gonzaga how he develops.
We'll see what he does. We'll see what
big time skill, obviously gigantic.